Hello bass family, and welcome to Everything Bass with Dale Titus. Today we're continuing on with the Technique Development series with Technique Development Unit 4. Again, these are just exercises that will hopefully strengthen each finger and give you independence with each finger. So if you find that you're playing, you favor one or two fingers, or you go to learn a bass line from someone you really admire and you're having a really difficult time navigating it, perhaps it's because you really haven't gotten each one of your fretting hand fingers like strengthened, independent, flexible, and that's what these simple drills are meant for. So let's just get on with it. Let's jump right into it. So today's exercise is very similar to a previous one where you're going to start by playing 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. Now when you go to the next string, you're going to play eighth notes. So this is quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I like this exercise because it's also working your right hand out a little bit, where you can practice getting a feel between quarter notes and eighth notes, and you can also really work on the stretch with the left hand. If this is a new process for you, initially playing down on the lower range, we've talked about it before, but you know the frets are farther apart, and if you're not really stretched out your hand enough, or you just think you have small hands, initially you might have to shift your hand with each fretting note. Ultimately, and I've known people with really tiny hands that can actually still kind of keep the finger over the fret while they play and not have to shift up, and that just makes it for an easier execution as you play through. And it just opens up a bunch of doors, breaks down maybe some of the technical barriers that are keeping you from realizing the music you really want to express. Now, of course, on the descent, you would just do backwards. You're going to go, you're going to slide up one fret, and you're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and then eighth notes, then walk down, and eighth notes. And then you can keep going if you want. Slide up a fret, ascend, eighth notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, and keep going as high as you want to go. I've mentioned this in previous videos. As you go up the neck higher, things do feel different. The frets get closer, your elbow's in a different position, your wrist is going to be at a different position. So it's important to work out all over the fingerboard and make sure that you can execute cleanly. And I think that will again break down barriers that are keeping you from maybe doing everything you want to do on the bass. So there's some notes for the Patreon subscribers. There are notes on the downloadable PDF that can give you some additional practice tips. And of course, if you have any questions about this, you run into any stumbling blocks, definitely comment in the section below, or you can email me. It's helpful if you could just take a real simple short video of you doing it and email that to me so I can actually see what you're doing and maybe offer you a little more focused and specific assistance. Oh, that's my cat. My cat's meowing right now. She's probably going to have to go be put in another room because she is a camera ham. Every time I start teaching, she wants to get into it. Here, let me show you. This is Pismo, and Pismo is quite the ham. So that's 2 strikes, 1 more meow, you're gonna go. Okay, today we're talking about the Encore Item. And the Encore Item is another one of my absolute favorite recordings of all time. It's Misplaced Childhood by Marillion. You know, it's funny how I actually came upon discovering Marillion. It was in the late 80s, and I didn't know about them and didn't know a thing about them. And I remember reading, I believe it was a Guitar Player magazine that had all the guitarist and bass player from Iron Maiden. So Steve Harris, Adrian Smith, Dave Murray were all being interviewed. And at one point, Steve Harris, who's absolutely one of my favorite bass players in the whole world, he mentioned how much he liked Marillion. And I was like, what? So I went down to my local Tower Records bookstore in Chico, California. Shout out to Lynn. And he helped me find the record, and I bought the record, put it on, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. Lyrical content, brilliant. The band is just such an it's a one unit. It's a one cell organism. All the different players play together so nicely and complement each other that you just get lost in it. This had a single on it, Kaylee, which was actually an MTV darling for a while. I remember it was played quite a bit, but just again, band never seemed to take off into the U.S., but it's huge everywhere else. So if you're looking just for slightly progressive, I know they fall in some people's category as a prog band, but not like they're not instrument focused prog band. They really are storytelling and lyric focused prog band. And I still struggle to call them progressive just because I don't hear it that way, but whatever. Titles, names, I don't care. But you have to check out Marillion. Marillion is so great. And this is probably my favorite of the albums. There's a couple others I'll probably feature in future lessons. But right now, good starting place. Every song is amazing. You're going to just love it. If you love real emotional content to your songs, real authenticity in the message. And yeah, there you have it. So Misplaced Childhood, Marillion, great recording. Check it out. It's great to see how the bass player is actually just really integral to the song. Never steps out and plays any kind of weird thing that distracts you from the overall mood and content of the music. Really big influence on me. So there you have it. Technical Development 4 and Marillion's Misplaced Childhood. Great recording. It's funny, after I record these videos and I bring up a recording, I just spend the rest of the evening listening to them because it just kind of reminds me how much I love these artists, these bass players, these songwriters and whatnot. So if you love this video and you want to support the channel, please just hit the like, give it a thumbs up downstairs, and if you haven't subscribed, that's a really key element to growing this channel and getting us to be able to do a lot more. So if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe, and hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified every time I post. I'm going to try to post, I don't know, 8 to 10 videos every weekend. So hopefully these will keep you fed and give you new stuff to work on. Please, let me know what you think. Request stuff, either in the comments below or email me. Just let me know, hey, can you cover this? This is something. The one thing I have to be careful on, and it might just be for Patreon subscribers, is showing you a specific bass line to an artist because, again, YouTube has restrictions on using other people's copyright material. But I can probably do it through the Patreon because that does not use YouTube. So it's a private thing just between us. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let me know what you guys need, and I will see you at the next video.